Barbara, we have this quarter 1 sales report looking pretty good, but I need to be able to produce this in quarter 2 and quarter 3 with just some minor adjustments. Do I need to retype all of this in, or
No.
is there a better way to do this?
The great thing is we can actually copy and paste it over.
Okay.
So we're going to do that in just a moment. But since we're going to be talking about copy and paste, let's first just play with copy and paste a little bit.
Okay.
And I believe you told me you have a logo.
I do.
So why don't we pull that logo out of the document that you showed me earlier
Okay.
and paste that into the spreadsheet just so we can play a little bit with the copy paste feature.
Okay.
So your logo is where?
I have it in a Word document, actually, that's
Why don't
already
you
open.
pull that up?
Okay.
The cool thing about copy and paste is we can do it between applications. So this is a Word document, and I can take that image. Oh, that looks good.
It makes you hungry,
Yes,
doesn't
it does.
That's what we're hoping.
Yeah, I can take this image and copy it to the clipboard and then paste it in Excel.
Oh, okay.
Or I could take something from Excel and paste it here or into PowerPoint and so forth. So
Oh, great.
I can move things between or copy things between applications. So the first thing, of course, to copy it, you have to select it. So
Okay.
we just click on the picture. And do you remember where your cut, copy, and paste buttons are in your ribbon?
I do. They're the first thing that you see, really, on the home page. They're here in the
Exactly.
clipboard area.
Of course, earlier we talked about the keyboard shortcuts. You can do Control X to
Cut.
okay.
Looks like scissors.
It looks like scissors. What do we do to copy?
We do Control C to copy.
Right.
And then Control V to paste.
Correct. Or we can just use the buttons
Okay.
on the tab. So let's just choose the copy button. And so we have it copied now, and let's go back to Excel.
Okay.
And just click over there on the side somewhere. All right, so what we want to do is paste it in. And notice on your Home tab, the Paste button is now in color.
So it's available to
It's
me.
available. When it's grayed out, there's nothing to paste.
Okay.
So we can click on the Paste button.
So that's a good indicator to me if I have done my job in either cut and copy, is that
Exactly.
if paste shows up in color, then I know I've got it.
Exactly.
Okay, good.
All right, now you clicked on the drop down there with Paste Options, and we're going to look at those in a little bit, but notice if you come down and point to them, the first one just uses whatever theme you had in your Word document. We talked about themes in an earlier module.
That looks
And
pretty
go in
good.
and point to the other two. One says keep source formatting, so if you'd formatted it in any way, it would take that formatting and bring it here. And then in this one, it just says paste it as a picture, which is basically what we have.
Right.
Of course, if you just use the paste button itself or the Control V keyboard shortcut, it would use the default options.
Okay.
So let's just click on paste. And there it is.
Ah, that is really big.
Now, yes, it is really big and still looks really good. Notice down to the bottom right corner of your picture, there is a little toolbar that popped up, and it's a paste options toolbar. If you click on the drop down, those same options we saw just a moment ago are here. So if it didn't come in the way you wanted it,
Then I have another chance.
you have a second chance.
Good.
Exactly.
I like a second chance.
Yeah, everybody does, don't they? All right, so we've seen how we can copy and paste between applications. We will, in another module, look at dealing with clip art and graphics and pictures and manipulating those. So we're
Okay.
not going to play any more with that right now.
All right.
Let's go back to your original question, which was, how do I get this information onto my quarter 2 sheet tab and so forth? So what do we want to move over there? What do we want to copy?
Well, pretty much everything. When I go to quarter 2, of course, I want it to say second quarter production, but I don't know that I want to type all that in. And then in the second quarter, of course, it's going to be, the April, May, and June rather than January, February, March.
Okay.
And then I'll just change the numbers as needed.
Right. So some simple editing techniques will help you change this, but we're just going to copy the whole thing and
Okay.
move it over.
Perfect.
Paste it over. So first thing we want to do when we copy is
Select it.
select it. So you want to highlight the range that you want to copy, And of course, you know how to copy, don't you?
I do. I'm going to do Control-C for copy.
Okay. There's our moving marquee that we're used to seeing in Excel. So let's go to the quarter 2 sheet tab. Now, we have several cells selected in the first sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you need to select those cells here?
I wasn't going to. I was just going straight for Control-V.
Good. I've had people who will try to highlight. They're thinking, okay, how many cells do I need? And they try to highlight the range. And sometimes they get it wrong. You really don't. You just need a starting point.
Okay.
So if A1 is where you want it to start from, that's where we want to paste.
I do.
All right, so you're going to do Control-V. And there you go. Oh,
Whoa.
look at that.
I lost my numbers.
You didn't. You didn't. Don't worry, they're still there.
They're gone.
Don't
They're
worry.
gone.
Of course, you're going to edit them here, but this is a great time to show you this because when numbers become too wide for the column, it doesn't chop off the information. It puts these pound signs in there or number signs in there to tell you, hey, the column is not wide enough here.
Oh, okay.
All right. Now, one of the things we could do is we can change column width, which we're going to do in another module. But some of our paste options, remember we saw paste options with the picture, will allow us to bring over formats we already had.
Okay.
So notice you have the little control with the drop down. Click on that. And notice we have all sorts of other options. And let's just kind of point to them and see what we got going on here.
Okay.
So first of all, that's just your basic paste. The next one copies formulas.
Oh, okay.
So it takes the formulas over. The next one takes the formulas and the number formatting, so that's what you're copying and pasting. So this one keeps the source formatting.
Okay.
And the next one, if we had borders applied, it would bring it over without the borders.
Oh, we didn't put those in there.
No?
Oh.
What's that one say?
Keep source width columns or column widths. I think that
Okay.
might be the ticket.
That's probably the ticket. So go on and click on that. And there you go.
Yay.
Everything came back, didn't
Okay.
it?
That looks a lot better.
Doesn't it, though? All right, so now that we have the columns fixed, there's a really cool paste option in there that I want to show you. But let's copy this over to quarter 3.
Okay.
In order to show you this, I just really want to get A2 through E4 because I want my headers and my data. I don't want to get that extra row up there right now.
Okay.
Okay? And we're going to copy it. And let's go to quarter 3. Now this time, instead of doing your Control-V, let's go up to the clipboard on the ribbon. And notice there is a drop-down arrow there. Let's click on that. And those are those same paste options we saw earlier. And we've looked at some of them, but that last one right after the column width. This one is transpose. It's the coolest thing.
What does it
I'm
do?
so excited. Have you ever had a spreadsheet where you realized after you put all this data in and all the work into it, or maybe you inherited a spreadsheet, and what they had is the column headings really should have been the row headings?
Oh, yes.
It fixes it.
Sometimes I migrate data from a mainframe or another database,
Right.
and that will happen as well.
Sure, it definitely can be in the wrong place, so we just fix it. And I love this. I just was so excited when I saw it. So let's click on this. And notice now we have January, February, March in
on the
total in
side.
column A and sales and expenses in row 2.
That is really neat. Now, the pound signs.
The pound signs are back, right? We chose the paste option to transpose instead of the column width. So we'll have to fix the column width a little bit differently.
Okay.
Let's go up into your column letters, your column headings up there. This is column B. And if you put your mouse on the border between B and C, you get a two-way arrow, and you can click and drag to the right and change the width of your column. And that's one way to do it. Let's go to C, just double click. That's what we call auto fit. It finds the exact width that you need for that particular
Oh,
column.
great. That's awesome. Well, that looks a lot better.
Doesn't it though?
That transpose is really neat. I love that feature.
Yeah, it's awesome. Now, we have a few more paste options to look at. So let's just copy this one
Okay.
and go to quarter 4. And let's do the drop down on the paste button in your clipboard. Notice you have paste values. So first of all, it'll just paste the values, and you'll see kind of your preview behind there.
It looks kind of plain.
Yeah, it's kind of formatting. It's plain. It's lost all the stuff we've done before. point to the next one. Now you get your number formatting. That we know that because those pound signs obviously made the column width a little too tight once we had the $sign in the decimal places and the commas in there. The next one also carries over the source formatting.
Okay.
So notice that expenses now is showing the color, but if you
red.
point to the one before that, expenses is not showing the color.
All right,
so
so
which
I have
one of
some
those would you
options.
want if you were to use one of those?
I think I want to keep my source formatting.
Sure you do. So go on and do that. And there you have it. Of course, you know how to fix those columns, don't you?
Double click. There we go.
All right. And real quickly, let's just click on the paste drop down and look at those other options. So you have a formatting. It brings the formatting over. You can link to the original file.
Oh, okay.
So if I link to the original item that I copied and I change the data in the original, it changes in this one too.
Oh, I don't think I would want that on this particular
Probably not
one.
here, but if for some reason you needed to have a table in a document later and you wanted to link to an original spreadsheet and you thought you might be updating the information in the spreadsheet, the link is very useful. The next one has to do with pictures, and of course we don't really
Ooh.
have pictures, and that looks really strange
That's
on your
rough.
screen, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And you can link the picture too, so
Okay.
we don't have any pictures.
Well, I think that is pretty much what I need there.
Right. The big value here is Microsoft figured out that people wanted to bring over formatting. They wanted to bring over certain things they'd already created in their material before they copied it. And of course, once they pasted it, they always had to go add those things. So they, that's one of the reasons we get upgrades in the software, is to give us the things that we really want.
Well, and I really appreciate having the options to
Mhm.
include the formatting or not. So it's great to know what each one of those can be used for, so that if I don't want all of the source formatting and I want to do something different, that I at least have that option.
Right.